Welcome, friends of Solar Body Alchemy. I am Kate now. We are going to talk to you about Gemini, and welcome to our new column, which is called How to Spot the Astro Sign. So this month is actually going to be How to Spot the Gemini. Are you ready? Kate, are you ready?
Ready.
Perfect. Okay, so let's start. Kate, how do you spot a Gemini?
How do you spot a Gemini? You'll spot a Gemini because they're going to be a different person every day. So if you're at work with a Gemini, one day they might turn up in a really super smart suit, and then the next day they might turn up looking like they haven't washed for about 3 days.
Okay.
Gemini changes all the time. That's how you spot a Gemini.
So it's like, I think the duality of the sign really influences them in this change of every day.
Gemini is a chameleon, so they are quite difficult to spot.
Okay, but do you have any tips and tricks of something very peculiar that happens with Gemini that might help to spot them?
Gemini's just taking loads and loads of information. So you'll know when you're talking to a Gemini because they will just take out of you everything they can information-wise. 1,000,000 questions in one hit. You'll feel like you're being interviewed.
That's great. It actually makes me think, because they are the broadcasters, the journalists of the the astrology. So it actually makes perfect sense. Mm-hmm. And how can we spot a happy Gemini?
A happy Gemini. Ooh, a happy Gemini is one who is giving out lots of information. A happy Gemini is one who has literally got the Cheshire Cat smile, because happy Geminis, it is in their face. They're like a big shiny bright button. You'll see a happy Gemini a million miles away.
Okay, and on the other side, how can we spot an angry Gemini?
Angry Gemini, well, you're going to hear an angry Gemini more than you're going to spot one, because anything that you thought was a secret is going to come back round as gossip. So an angry Gemini is more than likely going to talk behind your back, but it's quite difficult to spot if they're angry, because they're a little bit like Mercury, they're the messenger, and they're just going to manipulate the information. That's angry Gemini.
So don't make Gemini angry. Okay. If you don't want your secrets shared, don't make a Gemini angry.
Careful what you tell Geminis.
Listen, where you can find a Gemini?
Where can you find a Gemini? In anywhere where it's got a lot going on, in the thick of it. So they're going to be where it's busy. They're going to be where there's lots of information. They're going to be where everything is the new, like the latest club, the latest IT technology store, the latest fashion show. That's where you'll spot a Gemini, where there's new stuff happening.
So they are very good actually at, they have a nose for the news, really. They know where to go to find something new and exciting happening, don't they?
They're already there. In fact, they might be the one that's arranging it. They're the one that set it up. It's all the Geminis of the world that are running all the latest stuff.
So, which actually makes me think, where you will never find a Gemini, not even in 1,000,000 years.
You will probably never find a Gemini on their own in a library or on their own somewhere where there's absolutely nothing to learn. Desert islands, Gemini on their own with their own thoughts, probably not going to happen.
No. So, have you heard, Kate? If you have a crush on a Gemini, probably I won't check the libraries, okay? Just so to speak.
If you want to date a Gemini, you have to make sure that you're willing to be a different person every time. Otherwise, they're going to get very bored of you.
Okay. See?
Yeah. If you want to date a Gemini, you have to continuously improve your learning.
Nice. Well, I guess that's something to love about Gemini, right? I mean, they are very forward thinking if they are on the go all the time, is it not?
Yeah. What I love about Gemini is you won't get bored in their company. You just won't get bored. They've always got something interesting to say. They've always done their research, and they're connected. They're so well connected. If you're around a Gemini and you're like, oh, I need a plumber, they're like, oh, I know Paul. Or if you're like, God, I really need a job, and they're like, oh, my mate's doing something at the moment. But they are the great connectors of the zodiac.
Wow, the networkers of the zodiac, they know.
Absolutely.
So if you need to find a new job or to do a bit of networking, call a Gemini. Okay, they know what to do.
Absolutely.
They know what to do. And I just wonder, because we spoke about the positive, is there anything in particular? I know you are a little bit biased because you are a Gemini rising, but is there something that, Gemini is not so good at, or, perhaps a characteristic that is not so good about Gemini?
Well, being a Gemini rising, this happens to me all the time. So if Gemini's bored, you'll see it on their face, right? they've got like expressive faces, and if they find you boring, they're just going to be like, and they're just going to leave.
Like in the cartoons, you just in the fog, they're gone. Okay.
Yeah. And if you're having a deep, meaningful, emotional conversation with Gemini, don't expect to get some kind of holding and it's going to be quite a superficial. Okay, well, come on, let's go do something else. Gemini is not shallow, but Gemini is very much like, come on, let's go, fast pace.
But I guess that in this case, it really helps to keep things matter of fact.
Yeah.
Because since they are very much in the here and now, they really don't indulge in deep stuff. They are very much like, what's happening now? Here, in this precise point of time and space in the universe.
Yes.
So,
and it's quite difficult to keep up with them unless you think like that. I don't know if you've ever had a conversation with a Gemini, but I've got quite a few Geminis in my life. I've grown up with one Gemini in particular. And midway through a conversation, quite an important conversation normally, it will be, oh, look at that over there. And then come back to the conversation. I'm like, are you listening? Where did you go? And they're totally listening, but they're also listening to this, a million miles an hour. So, yeah. Geminis can feel and seem like they're not listening to you, not in the room, totally distracted. And on one hand they are, and on one hand they're not.
Again, the duality of the sign. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Dear listeners of Solar Body Alchemy, this is all for Gemini. Stay tuned because we are going to come back with Cancer very soon. Bye.